there are people who want to start big, and then I know some of our young guys who also want to start. So let me start with the young guys. Start with something small. I started with 2 hens and then 1 cock. That is what built up my passion. I went many places, even outside, that have these spaces for farming.
Yes.
Personally, I think farming can be the backbone of African economy.
Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to another edition of Hamburg Integrated Farms. We are still touring Ghana, interviewing farmers to share their journey with us. And today we are in Winchua Farms to have an interaction with the farm manager here. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'll introduce him and then we'll get started. My name is Sika. Keep liking our videos, leave your comments, and then subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back from that brief commercial break. My guest is here with me. My guest is in the person of Mr. Fred. Mr. Fred, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, please. And yourself?
I'm also good by God's grace. I know you are the farm manager here, and what do you do here? For the sake of our viewers, I want you to tell us exactly what you do at Winchua Farms.
Okay. Thank you and welcome to our farm. Like you said, this is Wonchua Farms, and I happen to be the farm manager and then the caretaker as well. So my duty as a farm manager is to ensure that things are okay at the farm: feeding, medication, disease control, and sales of the eggs, collections, and anything concerning the farming and the general farming. I'm the one in charge. So
So, for all who don't know, Winchua Farms is a poultry farm. Yes, they deal in poultry. And let me ask this question before you share how long you've been in existence. Is poultry farming profitable?
yes, it is.
Comparing it to the other forms of farming we have.
I would say yes, but it would be sometimes wrong to compare. But
Okay.
poultry farming is profitable on its own. When you want to compare, it's a lot of mathematics. But at the end of the day, poultry farming can be preferable.
Okay.
I don't want to give too much explanation, but the fact that you are getting production every day, that's what makes a difference. If you do pigs is a seasonal thing. Broilers is also seasonal.
Yeah.
But with the egg production, you are getting eggs every day.
Every day.
That makes it unique,
Okay.
honestly speaking. Yeah, so it's profitable. Yeah.
How long has Winchua Farms been in existence?
Um, the farm was already in existence before I joined, so somewhere 2020 it was
Okay.
established.
So roughly 4 years.
Yes,
Okay.
getting to 4 years. But I have been here for just a few months, and
Oh.
so far so good. Yeah.
I hear managing a poultry farm, let's say the layers to be precise, is quite expensive due to the purchasing of feeds. How true is that?
Very true because generally animal feed is expensive,
Yes.
but especially with the poultry, the layers is super expensive in the sense that there is no alternative. With pigs, you can go for alternative. Even with rabbits, you can go for some weeds and all that. But with layers, you have no alternative. And the moment you compromise with their feed, your production will drop. So you always have to keep it to the best of feed that you can give them. So it's expensive. They eat a lot. They eat a lot, to be honest. Yeah, they eat a lot.
Okay.
It's expensive.
So comparing the money spent on fees and the income you get at the end of the day, would you say it's okay? It's quite okay. You are not at a loss.
Definitely, yes. You are not at a loss if you manage your things well. You know, when there is no disease, when everything is on point and production is even up to 75%. Usually the norm is 80 to 90.
Okay.
Even if you get 75%, you will not run at a loss
Wow.
if you put things in order. Yeah, so there are some farmers, they don't keep records.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to say that this is profitable or am I losing.
Okay.
So in the end, people will have that perception that we are losing, we are losing. But what records do you use to prove that you are losing? I think that is one of the problems. But when you sit down and you do your calculations, you realize that maybe you will not get the profit you are expecting, but it's definitely
Something to
profitable.
write home about.
Of course, you'll be able to buy your feed, pay your workers, and then something small for the boys, for the bank.
Yeah, I understand. So, do you have plans on bringing in broilers as well, or you are just dealing with layers?
For now, to be honest, we want to concentrate on the layers.
Okay, for now, meaning you have future plans of.
When you are doing poultry farming and you are into the poultry farming, you can't limit yourself
Okay.
because once you have the structures available, you can decide to do broilers. That is seasonal. There
Yeah.
are others who do it on seasonal basis. But for now, we've not yet thought about it. Yeah, we
Okay.
are just doing layers, egg production.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe occasionally we may decide, hey, Easter or Christmas, then we do a little broiler, but it's not on paper yet.
Okay. So since 2020, it's been layers throughout.
Layers throughout.
Wow.
It's been layers throughout.
That's interesting. I saw you are practicing the battery cage system. Yes, why the battery cage system? Can you educate us on it? Maybe there are some farmers watching us and they have little knowledge about this kind of caging system. So I want you to brief us on it.
Well, let me say I came to meet the battery cages here
Okay.
abandoned.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
They weren't in use.
they were not in use. They were all in this particular room.
Okay.
And there are so many reasons why they were not being used. But I, with my experience in rabbit farming using battery cages, I told my boss, hey, we can revive it.
Okay.
We can make use of it. Yeah, so knowing a few things about how battery cage system works, we put one or two things together and then we assembled everything. And before I opted for the battery cage, I had made a few investigations
Okay.
about those who use battery cage, the advantage and the disadvantage. Because I knew about the disadvantage. I was told that managing the litter was a headache, which is true, but it's not enough to overcome the advantages.
Okay.
So some of the advantages are you have you can manage your space. A space that can take 1,000 beds can take 3,000 beds for battery cages. Yeah, so over there we have 3,000 beds in one room instead of 1,000 beds. Then another advantage is I wouldn't say it's not labor. That's one thing people always say it's not labor intensive, but it is in a sense. Feeding them is very fast. You can feed them within a short time.
Yeah.
The time you spend to feed 1,000 beds, you can use a similar time to feed 3,000 beds.
Wow.
There's that calculation. But then it's the removal of the litter that is
a problem.
Yeah, so that one is like a hectic job. But it's not also enough to stop one from. Production wise, battery cages they don't eat as much.
Really?
Yes.
Why? It's the same.
I knew about it, I've been told and I've experienced it.
Wow.
These birds were supposed to eat 10 bags a day, but they are eating 7 bags a day.
And is that not a problem?
Never.
It's not going to affect their laying.
The whole thing is, even if you give them the 10 bags, you will come and meet a lot by the following day.
Okay.
So we noticed that no, they eat a limited amount of feed. And I think the reason is, those on the floor, when they eat, they use the energy to roam around. So within a short time, they are hungry.
Yeah.
But with the battery cage, it's always inside eating. It eats a little and it's okay.
Yeah.
It uses the rest of the feed to produce the egg. Then a little goes into its body. It doesn't waste the feed.
Yeah.
Because when we are preparing feed, we check energy level and all that.
Wow.
So those on the floor waste the energy on roaming about. Whilst the battery cage, they don't. They have water close to them.
Yes.
So the feed consumption is low, and I've experienced it. It's not what I just read, but I've seen it. And then also the eggs are neat. Yeah, when you see the white eggs, for example, they are always neat compared to the those on the floor. Disease wise, they are not close to their litter. So in deep litter, they can even eat from the floor. You get a lot of germs and infections. But with battery cages, you don't experience that. The water is clean, the feed is clean. They don't have any contact with anything dirty.
So, talking about the battery cage system, with how close they are to each other, don't you think whenever there's a disease outbreak, it can easily spread amongst them?
It doesn't make any difference from the deep litter. Deep litter to they are very close to each other. Yes, it can. That is a general problem. When disease strikes, and especially is an airborne disease, it will affect all of them. Yes, so it doesn't make it any different from those on the floor. So that one is not a disadvantage we can single out for the battery cage. But so far so good. We've not had any issue with disease outbreak. So I can't talk for that one.
Okay. So talking about your fatality rates, do you experience, do you record any death at the end of the month or year?
Yeah, mortality rate, you mean?
Mortality, sorry.
Yes. It's, I wouldn't say it's normal, but as they grow, just like human beings, people die. Yeah. So once a while you get a few mortalities. Once a while. Well, at this stage when they grow, mortality is very low. Yeah, maybe one a month. Sometimes one is weak, something is wrong. Even sometimes there is this thing called prolapse, which is what you experience a lot when they are laying. Maybe the hen will lay a very big egg, and all the intestines, like not the intestine, but some part of the internal system comes out, and usually they die. Yeah, it can die instantly. So those are some of the few things. Sometimes to worms, when you fail to deworm them on time, that one they don't even show signs. If you realize 1, 2, 3, then you have to know that hey, it's time for me to deworm them. Other than that, you can look into it and see what is wrong. But mortality is low. Yeah.
So do you have a veterinary officer who comes in on a regular basis to check on them, or you handle everything yourself?
I would say for now we handle everything ourselves. I have a few people I call when it's beyond me. But you know, when you are a little experienced in this thing, there are some things you can do them yourself. Like you get to know that hey, this sign means this, and it's one of the main duties of a farm manager. Ability to diagnose disease and then recommend. Yeah, it's only when it's beyond you that you go for veterinary officers. Yeah, so what I knew was they used to bring veterinary officer here, but I think since I came, some of these petty stuff we just do them ourselves. Yeah.
That's great. So how many eggs are you able to produce in a day?
Okay, out of, they are not exactly 4,000, that's 3,800 and something, but we get like 100, 104, 104, 100, and for now it's 100, 104, sometimes it's erratic back. Yeah, so 100 is okay. Yeah, that's averagely 82, 85%.
Oh, wow.
And they have not even reached their potential yet, especially the white ones. We are expecting them to rise. We are looking at their peak 120x. Hopefully.
Okay. Let's focus on Mr. Fred yourself. So I know you are a farmer yourself. Yes. So have you stopped doing your personal thing and you are now focused on managing Winchua farms?
Well, I would say yes and maybe no. I think that coming here, I have that ownership mentality. I'm not just here as an employee. An employee. I have that ownership mentality to grow up with the farm, and I've made a personal commitment to stay with the farm. You know, I was running a rabbit farm, and a few ducks, and sometimes some grass cutters. But that one was like a backyard thing. You know, so sometimes you have to, let me say, give up your vision to join someone who has a bigger vision. And I saw that. In fact, before I came here, I had an interaction with the CEO, and I saw that he has a bigger vision. I have the passion, so it hasn't changed much. I have, as I'm here, my mind is like, this is my farm.
Wow.
Although I'm managing it, but it's my farm. If it goes well, it goes well for me. If it goes bad, it affects me. So I'm not just here as a worker, no. And I'm here to stay.
Wow.
Yeah, those who know me, a few people know me, they will think maybe I've quit farming or I've not quit farming. I'm still in farming in a bigger way. Let me put it like that. Yeah.
So do you have plans on doing your own personal thing in the near future, or you want to stay and then work with Ventura Farms for the rest of your life?
I would say now, if everything goes right, I'm working with Ventura Farms.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes you can't, predict into the future, but so long as I'm aware, I'm here to work with the farm. And yes, he told me some of the visions of the farm, which I find interesting. So, you can have a passion, but you need resource.
Yes.
And that is one of the problems I was facing. I was okay managing my own little farm, but you can't go to a certain extent on your own. So when you join hands with somebody who kind of has the resource and who is willing to also support you, sorry to use this narrative, but if and my boss will not do that, in case my boss, let's say, sacks me, I will still go and do farming. Yeah, I can't leave farm in a way. I can't leave farming.
You're passionate about it.
Passionate. I'm passionate about it. So I hope things goes well, and I believe things will go. Because I would say, let me put it like 70% depends on what we do here. Yeah. So far as things are going well, he's also willing to let us go as far as we can go.
So have you been doing farming all your life, or you had something doing and later decided to venture into farming?
I can't say all my life. I was introduced to farming in 2015. I went to stay with one man after marrying. We just spent a few days, and a rich man, he goes to the bank, and when he comes back from bank, he goes to the farm.
Wow.
Yeah, and he had a few hens at the backyard. We go and collect their eggs, and I was like, this man is a banker and he has a plantain farm. So he would say, hey Fred, let's go and harvest some plantain. Wow. Go with our Wellington boot. And then, so that's when I started asking him about farming. So when I came back from that trip, I bought some few backyard hen hybrids. Yeah, so we started raising them. Then that's when I started developing the interest. And I started with turkeys, then goats. Then I moved to a certain house where I was able to do the rabbits in a certain extent. So that's when my farming passion started. And I saw that farming is a business. I mean, I was like, for me to be able to say I have a business was because of farming. I couldn't imagine myself selling shoes or selling some other goods. But farming made business a reality to me. I was selling, making money, taking care of my family stuff. So I said, no, farming is a business. So anyone who wants to do it, it's not just a hobby, but it's a business. I am a pastor. Yes, by the grace of God. And then I was also a private school teacher. But to be honest with you, yes, of course, we don't do pastoral work as a livelihood thing, especially in the beginning. So you definitely have to find something doing. I compared the private school teaching with the farming. I was like, no. Even when I was handling my own farm, what I was getting from farming was way a lot than what I was getting from teaching. And teaching was taking a lot of my time than even the farming. Yeah, with the battery cage for rabbit. You don't spend much time. I wake up early in the morning, I do my stuff, then feed them, go to work. By the time you come back, if they've given birth, you just check on them. I was spending very little time on them and getting more money from the rabbits than when I was teaching, you know. So I advised myself, I wanted to quit the teaching completely, but I was trying to make some other background work on the farming before Yeah.
You
so
make a decision.
yes. So, for example, when I was coming here, I had to quit the teaching and then also think through, and I realized that no, this will be helpful. So that's why I came in. So I'm still a pastor. Will be starting ministry at the nearby town.
Oh, wow.
So if you
So if one wants to venture into farming, what advice do you have for the person?
first of all, it depends on that everyone and their capacity.
Okay.
I know there are people who want to venture into farming big. I've interacted with people because I sell this spreadsheet for farming. So sometimes I meet people who tell me, hey, I now want to enter into this and this farming. I would like to know the calculations involved. So there are people who want to start big. And then I know some of our young guys who also want to start. So let me start with the young guys. Start with something small. I started with 2 hens and then 1 cock. That is what built up my passion. I'm not going to say that is what grew up the family, but that is what built my passion for the job. And then I went in for turkeys, just 2 females and 1 male. That time one was 50 cedis, so I bought 3, and I saw that it was something worthwhile. So those of you who are young, you can start with something small. I started my rabbit farming with 50 cedis. 3 baby rabbits that their mother had died. So I told the guy, they are so cute. Give them to me. Let me go and read them. So it was then I started following things on rabbits, reading online stuff. I joined some WhatsApp groups, some Facebook groups. And I said, no, this is something I can do in a certain way. So I started. Built, I think, 25 units.
You built them yourself, or you had someone?
No, I built them myself.
Wow.
So 25 units, I started with 25 doors, and then it grew into something. I was really going far in the rabbit farming. And my wife can testify. People know me as Damus Rabbitry. I mean, the people who are watching, they can testify. So that's how it started. Then those who want to start big, I would tell them it's a lucrative venture.
Okay.
Yeah. One day my boss said, why do people go to school? He said, why do people go to school if there are certain things like this in Ghana that people can do? And I was like, you know what you are talking about. So those who want to enter into it big, yes, sometimes some of these management things can bring you down. That is where you can't push in all your money. But start from somewhere, study how things work. You can start with 500, learn all the ups and downs. Then when you think, hey, I'm ready for this, you can put in any money you want to put in. And it will pay off. It will definitely pay off. That's what I know. Yeah.
So how do you see the future of farming in Ghana? Do you think farming has a bright future in Ghana?
Is the future not already bright? Is the current situation not already bright?
Is it?
Maybe we are not there yet.
Yeah.
But I want to believe that agric is one of the things God has blessed Africa with. To be honest with you, you see the lands you saw when we were coming. Yeah. We don't have so many places, even outside, that have these spaces for farming.
Yeah.
Personally, I think farming can be the backbone of African economy. I'm not an economist, but I know that something people can benefit from. There's a village here, people who go to farms, and you ask them, how much will you make from it? And when they mention figures to you, they're like, really? And when you see these people, they look like, sorry to say, ordinary people, and they are making some money. They come for this later here.
Yeah.
And so I ask them questions. So it can be one of the main things Ghanaians can go into and then build their country in a way.
Okay.
So I believe agric has a bright future. There's our leaders that we pray, they push in more funds and all that, and it will work.
We are all praying for a better future for Ghana. So give us your final words, and how do we contact you if you want to get access to Ventura Farms?
Okay, should I start with the final words? Okay, let me say final words. I think we've said a lot, and personally I believe that agric is something that can help any young person listening to me. I want to focus on the young people who are complaining of no job.
Okay.
Get somebody to sponsor you in any little amount. Don't think of You see, I've had people call me, I want to start with 50 bears. I said, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had somebody call me, I want to start with 20 bears. It was funny, but I was like, Charlie, go for it. He was asking me foreign breeds and all that. I was like, boy, go for it. 50 bears, you will see the results.
Yeah.
So there are young guys out there that are looking for jobs. Some of them pay huge amounts of money just to secure jobs in
Yes.
certain sectors
Yes.
in the
Yes.
country. You can equally use those money to invest in agric and then make it big.
Okay.
Yeah, then I think that is it. Agric is business. It's business. There's money in agric. Oh. I mean, from running my own farm
Yeah.
to managing somebody's farm, there is money in agric. That's what I can say. Yeah. And so those also who are watching us who would like to have interactions with us or maybe come and pick eggs or anything, we are located at Kwekrum. Kwekrum, Gumwa Kwekrum is a town after Akoti, getting to Senyabreku side. And I don't know if I can put my number.
You
Is it?
can.
Right. So those of you who want to deal with us or do business with us, you can reach us on 050 5575 050 So when you call, you reach out to me, then we'll talk.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, so this is where we end today's edition of Hamburg Integrated Farms. Yes, keep liking our videos, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about today's production. My name is Sika. My guest for today is Mr. Fred. Stay tuned for more.